Hello, 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 my dears. Hello, my champions. Welcome to the third out of three videos about mental health awareness. And my name is Natalia Trigubova, and I'm professional certified coach, and I coach women and men to unlock their inner potential so they can create the life they desire and enjoy it to the fullest. And in this video, I'm going to share one of my personal experience with struggling from mental health illness. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, please do and watch them. And I really encourage you to take a pad or a notebook or something, because every video I make is very useful, very practical, and it has a lot of gems of wisdom. So if even you watch them, I encourage you to rewatch them, because you will discover for sure something new. You will have new insights, and that will be very beneficial for you. And of course, I encourage you to watch other videos I make, because I do it for you. So it would be very nice if you use the information I share there, you implement the tasks and tips I advise. And of course, I would be very grateful if you share your experience about implementing the tips I share with you in comments, or just write me a direct message, so I would know that it actually helps you, because I know it helps. The only thing you need just to practice, right? Okay. So in this video, I will talk about some struggles I had in my life. And I really want you to understand why I'm doing this, because I believe that it's very important to understand that mental health is the core is the core values, is the basics that everyone should pay attention to. And mental health illness, unless it's very obvious and maybe diagnosed with psychiatrist, could be not that on the surface. People can smile at you, people can go to work, people can be even productive at work, they can be great husbands and wives, but what is going on inside them, you never know. And that's the thing, that's the issue, that unfortunately not every company has a psychologist. Not everyone consider to talk to a professional when they feel like, all right. They think that, oh, maybe I will just share it with my friend, or maybe I will just suppress it. However, ignoring your mental health will resolve in a very, very traumatic and at some point tragic events. I would like to remind you that at least one person per minute commits suicide. Do you think all these people looked sick or unhappy? No. Some of them looked just fine. They were going to work. Their boss was pushing them. And probably these people were not even sharing their concerns with their boss. Or maybe they were telling, like, I'm stressed, please don't push me. And their boss ignored it. So when you think that you can assume that person is doing okay just by looking at them and seeing that, oh my God, they have it all, family, success, money, everything. But it doesn't mean they feel fulfilled, it doesn't mean they feel happy. It doesn't mean that inside them there is peace and balance and they feel self-worth and whole. Inside of them could happen like a hurricane or some war. They can feel abandoned. And the thing is that some people are quite closed, so they're not sharing it with you. And I would like to share my experience, how I was struggling and why I'm doing this. I'm doing it first of all to raise, of course, awareness of mental health, because as I said before, a person can look good or even great, but it doesn't mean they actually are. And second of all, I would like to break the stereotype that psychologists, coaches, I don't know, healers, psychotherapists, they are some kind of, perfect people who don't have struggles or challenges in their lives. That's not true. And we do. We are people, and please do not put do not make anybody an idol. Don't put your expectations or don't idolize coaches, psychologists, etc. It is very important for you to understand that at some point everyone faces some challenges, and it's okay. The thing is, how do you overcome, how do you manage, how do you cope with them? That's what matters. And I am going to share my experience with you about how I struggled, how I was drinking every day alcohol. I was smoking heavily, 1 pack of cigarettes per day, and I was miserable and very unhappy. It happened after I had several in a row very traumatic very traumatic events in my life, and it was very harsh period for me. And at some point I started to drink, just on Fridays, then maybe Fridays and Saturdays. So usually it doesn't happen, right away. That's why when I say that when you start seeing psychologist or coach or both, you need to understand that everything takes time. Don't expect that everything will change right away, because it will not. So positive changes happen with time, and usually it takes actually more time, because you need to change your mindset and shift everything and discover your blocks and, let's say, reprogram yourself. Bad changes, or let's say harmful changes, they usually happen faster, especially when we are talking about dependence, meaning addictions. So if you start drinking every day, within a month, bam, here is new habit. It will be very easy for you. Please don't try. I don't encourage you to try, of course. I'm just sharing. So at first I started, social drinking, when I was somewhere outside, when I was with a friend. But then I understood that it was very hard times for me, though I had a psychotherapist. This is a very important fact, because if I didn't have psychotherapist, I'm sure I would struggle even more. So I had a psychotherapist. However, I was still struggling because probably the method was not not exactly for me at that time, because I was very struggling. I was in victim position. I was like mourning all the time. I was not happy. And when person is in this state, you should be very attentive what psychologist, what coach you are choosing, and what method this person or how this person works with you. Because if you are going deeper and deeper in your sorrow, in your unhappiness, that is not helping. So I was going deeper and deeper into my sorrow, into unhappiness. I was super sad and upset, and I was frustrated. So within a couple of months, I discovered that I couldn't live without alcohol at all. I was smoking more and more. So how my day started? I started my day with a cigarette, cup of coffee, where I put some alcohol. It was kind of like Bailey's alcohol. And then I went to work. Back then I hated my work. There were no friends around, people I could really trust, people could actually help me. So I found myself in a situation where I was completely alone, lost, and lonely. I hated my life. There were like very, very little amount of happiness, because I was also consulting back then as well. I was doing some other things. They brought me some joy, but it was not enough. So, and of course, I was not sharing with everyone this information. So at work, I was smiling, I was, flirting, I was making jokes. Nobody knew that before, just to push myself out of bed, I needed a cigarette and some alcohol. Nobody knew that after work I came back home and I was drinking a lot. So why I'm saying that it is not that obvious, and it takes time, because when you see some kind of patterns like that for example you feel lonely, upset more than 3 weeks in a row, if you feel that you are frustrated and lost, if you feel that you are overwhelmed more than 3-4 weeks in a row, it means that some actions must be done. And later I was diagnosed with depression. I'm not quite sure that it was depression, because it depends on the country where you are located. Because my family doctor just made, there was a test with questions, and depression could come with anxiety, or it could be anxiety, not depression. It could be alexithymia or some other pre-depression or like almost semi-depression states, because our psyche and our mind, all our systems are interconnected, and it's like very, very slight difference when one ends and another comes, So, but I was diagnosed with depression, and of course, my family doctor suggested me antidepressants. And why I believe that either it was not depression or it was quite light, because I managed, or maybe it's just my personality, because I had a lot of examples like that, when I just understood that, like, okay, it's not working for me anymore. I need just to pull myself together and just stop, because I understood that the way I'm living is just like, no. So I was taking antidepressants. I was still drinking alcohol. However, it's strictly forbidden. Actually, please don't do it if you take antidepressants. I was feeling very bad. My body started to hurt like everywhere possible. I started to have troubles with sleep, with productivity. I started to have all possible troubles. Like, I understood that I'm creating this. And again, being a life coach, I was a life coach already back then, really helped me, because at least somehow I could understand that something is not working, I'm doing something wrong. And constant obsessive thoughts that I'm like not successful, there is no success, there is no love, there is no friendship, there is nothing, kept me just drowning deeper and deeper into this depression, into this awful state. So at some point I understood that I either change something or I will end up not where I want. And that is why I think I had a light version of depression, because when person is struggling with heavy depression, first of all, it's really hard for them to think even about something positive, something about some positive desired future. And if you think that you have depression, please focus on what you want, not what you don't want. This is very important, because everything is in your hands. Focus on your desired future. And now, don't think, is it possible? How is it possible? This is not the point. Because if you can imagine, it is already around you. It is already kind of in... it is already possible. However, first of all, you need to make sure that you took care of yourself, that you are gentle with yourself. All right? So I understood that whatever I'm doing is not helping me. So I don't quite remember, because I was either visiting my psychotherapist once per week. Maybe then I changed it. I stopped taking antidepressants by myself. I really do not recommend you do this, especially never. I'm just sharing my experience. What I want you to understand from this video is that your mind is very powerful. And once you decide something and start focusing on this decision and make choices and actions based on this decision, you will start moving towards the desired life, the life you desire. And of course, you need help. So ask for help. Ask for help from different people, different coaches, different psychotherapists. Meet new people, but please don't put yourself into more sorrow, because this how to put it, please note where you feel like a victim and exclude these situations from your life. If you ask for help and people start to treat you like a victim, again, this is not what you want, because you are already inside this depression. And if you make it more suffering, oh my god, oh, I'm so poor, I'm so miserable, I'm so lonely. And if people say oh, I'm with you, yes, you are so lonely, you are so poor, this is not what you want. Please hear me. You want your power back. And your power is within you. So, continuing with my example, I stopped taking antidepressants. I started to see new people more and more. Just I forced myself, literally forced myself to go out, to meet new people, because I understood that I could spend, I don't know, the whole weekend. Sometimes I had 3 days off. So 3 days off, I was just watching friends, eating, not going outside, not taking shower, like not doing anything. This is actually a very, let's say, very obvious sign of depression if you stop taking care of yourself, like brushing teeth, taking shower, if you stop caring how you look. Not because of others you need to care how do you look, but because of yourself. Yeah. So if you see that in you, that's, you know, like for, I don't know, several weeks you really don't care, because I cared. I mean, I was just trying to maintain the image I had, like funny, happy girl, you know, like always positive. So when I was going outside, I put on this mask so people didn't know that I was actually suffering, that I was actually like so miserable. I felt like I'm so alone in the world, like nobody can help me. I'm like lonely, and if I die like here right now, nobody would care. And nobody would come and help me and save me. So I knew that these thoughts, whatever I'm doing, not helping, this is not what I want. I don't want to be victim. I don't want to be miserable. And I want happiness. And this is very important for you to find your wishes and your desires. And again, don't judge, don't analyze. Just what do you want? Like what would be like perfect now? What, maybe if you can't imagine now, remember what made you happy before, and bring this joy step by step into your life. So I stopped taking antidepressants. I understood that if I drop smoking or drinking, like suddenly, that would actually not help me. So I decided that I will have some rituals. For example, I will drink only during the weekends or only during with somebody. So very gently I started to reduce the consumption of alcohol. And again, you need to have a willpower, you need to have a desire, you need to understand that you are more important, that any of your traumas, any of your misery, any of misunderstanding or judgment and terrible situations that happen in your life, you are more important than anything else. So please focus on yourself and choose yourself. And step by step, gradually, I started to find the way, what is working for me. Of course, then I consulted my family doctor. I told him that I stopped taking antidepressants. He was very mad with me, but he said like, okay, take it easy, do some sports, go like, you know, outside. So and then I started to, because I love studying. I study all the time because I believe that it's my job, it's part of my job to develop myself. Self-development, it's like pre-requirement for any coach, you know. So back then I started to discover some new topics. I started to study. I met some new people. I was engaging. I was more social, and step by step I managed to overcome this awful state I was in. And for people with who, let's say, I didn't share that, I was the same all this time. No matter whether I was drinking every day, for them I was smiling. Or when I actually felt great and then I was smiling, you know. So what's the sense of this video. First of all, don't judge people and don't assume that they're great if they look great. Don't assume that they are happy if they have it all. It's not that, all right? Second, your life is in your hands. So please start taking care of yourself. Because while you're expecting somebody else, whether it's your partner, husband, parents, brothers, lovers, friends, some, support group members, doesn't matter. You are giving your life into their hands. And your life is not theirs. So please, embrace and take back your power and feel this enjoyment when actually you understand, like, okay, I'm in charge now. There is no one to blame, not even myself, that I'm in this state. Okay, I acknowledge, I understand, it's not what I want. I don't feel good, all right? I don't feel happy. How do you know if it's not for you? Because you don't feel happy. I literally believe that we as people are here to feel enjoyment and feel and discover happiness in all possible ways. That's why we came on earth. That's why we like discover so much. That's why we were created this way. Because if you look at people, we were created actually to enjoy. We have eyes to enjoy nature. We have our smell to enjoy tasty coffee with croissant and some pastry, and maybe some beautiful flowers with their smell, and anything you like, you can imagine. We have our mouth, we can taste and also enjoy. We have our skin, and everywhere you touch yourself, gently and nice, you actually enjoy. A part of other activities like dancing, making love with your partner, hugging your friends, laughing, running. Oh my God! So you were created to enjoy this life. And now, take little step and understand. Everything is, whatever is happening in your life now, it's all right, okay? You can overcome it step by step. Find your coach, find your psychologist. There could be different people, several of them. Find what brings you joy even now. Understand that you are precious. Feel it. And find some activity that would brighten your mood every day. And start choosing more efficient, more healthy way to help yourself overcome whatever is happening now in your life. So, my dears, my champions, there is a reason why I call you my champions, because as a coach, I really believe that everyone has an unlimited potential, and I'm here to help you to unlock your potential and to enjoy every single moment of your life without judging, without projecting, without expectations. Just be in the moment. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Just enjoy breathing. Smile to yourself. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. And if you haven't followed me or subscribed yet, please do. If you are looking for a coach, visit my website, coachgift.org, and we can work together. I would be happy to be your coach. Of course, please watch all the videos I have, because they're very informative and they will definitely help you. And once you watch them, you can rewatch them later because they will bring you some new insights and pieces of wisdom. So, thank you for watching. See you soon later. Bye bye.